Hi, my name is Cynthia Malone, and I'd like to welcome you to week 5 of the Education 631 course. Today, for my distance learning project, I will be teaching you how to create fillable forms using Microsoft Word. I hope you enjoy.
So, to create great forms using Microsoft Word, you must first add the Developer tab to your menu. The menu tabs are located at the top of your Word document above the ribbon. To add the Developer tab to your menu, select the File tab to open the side navigation menu. Select the Options link from the navigation menu. This will open the Word Options window. From the Words option window, select Customize Ribbon. Here, you can customize your ribbon and your keyboard shortcuts. Since we want to create a form, we'll choose the Developer checkbox in the Customize Ribbon area, and then click the OK button to add the Developer tab to our menu. Before we begin creating the form, I want to mention that the ribbon is customized for each menu tab, and it will change as you select each menu tab. For example, we are currently on the Home menu tab, and you can see the various icons within the ribbon. If you click on the Developer tab, you'll notice that these icons underneath in the ribbon have now changed. This will happen for each menu tab that you use. Now that the Developer tab has been added to our menu, we can begin creating our form. You'll notice that we will only be using a few of the options in the Controls group on the Developer tab. For this simple form, we'll create form fields to capture data for an individual. So, to begin, let's organize our data. I usually like to put this data in a table because it's just easier to organize, to work with the data this way. So to do this, I'll just select all of the text. I'll go to the Insert menu. I'll click the table icon, and I'll select Convert Text to Table. I'll select the Tabs radio button so that my information can be formatted in a tabular format. Okay, so as you can see, I now have this table, and I'm going to format this table, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So now that our table has been formatted, and our information looks a little more organized, we can begin putting in our form fields. Now let's start by adding a date for the application. The first thing we'll do is we'll go to the Developer tab. As you can see, we're already here, and we will select a content picker for the date. We will add a date picker content control so that we can have the application date. While we're here, we will go ahead and customize this form field by selecting the design mode. This design mode allows us to be able to customize the contents that's on the inside of the form field. I want this to be customized as such. We're going to just put date on the inside of here. And I'm going to go ahead, change this to 0.10. And while I'm inside of here, I'm going to also tag my form field by adding date for the tags. And as you can see, these are the tags. Okay, so next we're going to add another content control. That content control is going to be a plain text content control. That is to add our first name and last name. We want to capture the individual's first and last name. So I'm going to, again, customize the inside here and type in first name. And I will tag it as well. And on the next field, I will add in another content control for plain text. And this will be our last name. And I will go on and I will tag this as well. Next, we are going to add in the individual's city, state, and zip code. Let's go on and we're going to add in another plain text, content control, state. Now for the zip code, we're going to do this one a little different. We have legacy tools that we can use in this form that will give us a little more control over customization. So we are going to add in another content control for plain text, but it will be on the legacy tools. Here, we're going to double click inside of this gray box so that we can open up these options. We're going to change the regular text to numbers because we all know that zip codes are usually numbers. We're going to change the maximum length to 5 because most of the time zip codes are about 5 numbers long. And then we're going to click OK. We're also going to change this to size 10. Now this is also going to be a little different because we're going to use check boxes as our content controls for degree because we want to know whether they have a degree or not. So let's put in yes here, and next to there we'll put in the checkbox content control. We'll also put yes as the tag and click OK. And then we'll put no as the other option. Add in another content control for the checkbox and then tag it. And we'll click OK. Now we want to go ahead and make sure that everything is consistent, so we're going to change this to size 10. Okay, so looks like we have all of our information that we want in our form. So why don't we do one last thing, and that is remove or turn off the design mode so that we can see what this form actually looks like. Okay, not so bad. All right, so I think what I want to do is see if I can make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to customize this just a little bit. We want this to be at the bottom of the cell, and we're doing this just, you know, to just make it look a little bit better. All right, so now that we have everything in here the way we desire it to be, there's one last thing we want to do. We want to make this form easy for our individuals to complete. We also don't want anyone to change the information that we have made within this form. So we are going to actually put some restrictions on the form. But prior to doing this, I want to take the borders off of this form, off of this table. So let's remove the borders. Let's see how that looks. And maybe we'll just leave a bottom border here, bottom line. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Or maybe we will. Do we want to do one just around here? Yeah. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do, as I was stating earlier, is we are going to add some restrictions to this form. This is the last step that we need to do for creating this form in the Microsoft Word. So on the Developer tab, we will click on the Restrict Editing icon. And this will open up the Restrict Editing panel. From there, we will ensure that the checkbox that says allow only this type of editing to be done in this document is checked, and we'll also make sure that it is set to filling in forms. Once that's done, we'll need to start enforcing the protections. Now, at this point, you can either add